Yo, we got to talk about this Lil Durk situation, people. It's heavy stuff. Word on the street is his young son got caught up in some real-life drama defending his mama. Shot her boyfriend, they saying. This ain't no rap song, folks. It's a harsh reality check hitting us right between the eyes. Now, the details are still sketchy, right? But one thing's for sure. A child got hold of a gun, and someone got hurt. Now everyone's asking, was it an act of heroism or a tragedy waiting to happen? It's messy, man. Real messy. We all love a good redemption story, right? A child protecting his mother? That's the stuff of legends. But when it involves a firearm, it becomes a whole different ballgame. This ain't the Wild West. And we ain't making John Wayne movies here. This story, it's got everyone talking. It's about family. It's about protection. But most importantly, it's about the responsibility that comes with owning a firearm. And that's something we gotta unpack, people. Stay with me. Let's be real. The image of a child defending their mother is powerful. It's ingrained in our DNA, this instinct to protect the ones we love. You see it in nature, you see it in movies, and sometimes, like in this case, you see it in real life, with real consequences. But here's the thing, folks. Kids ain't meant to be soldiers. They're meant to be kids, playing with toys, not guns. Their innocence is precious, and it's our job to protect that. Not put them in situations where they gotta make life or death decisions. Now, some might say the son's a hero, stepped up when he needed to. And that takes guts, no doubt. But at what cost, man? We celebrating a child using a deadly weapon? Are we really going to ignore the trauma, the psychological damage this kid's going to carry? This ain't about glorifying violence. It's about asking the tough questions. It's about understanding that while we applaud the protective instinct, we can't condone the means. This ain't a movie, this is real life, and the stakes are way too high. This Lil Durk situation, it shines a light on a bigger problem we got in this country. Guns, man. They're everywhere. And the easier they are to get, the easier it is for them to fall into the wrong hands. And in this case, those hands were way too young to even grasp the consequences. Look, I get it. Second Amendment, right to bear arms, all that jazz. But there's gotta be a line, people. We gotta do better at keeping guns out of reach of kids. Trigger locks, safe storage, background checks, whatever it takes. This ain't about taking away your rights, it's about taking responsibility. Because when a child can access a firearm as easily as they can access candy, we got a serious problem. We failing our kids, and that's a failing grade we can't afford. We can't keep dancing around this issue, folks. Guns and kids, they don't mix. Period. It's time to have the uncomfortable conversations, to implement stricter regulations, to ensure that what happened in Lil Durk's world doesn't become the norm. Section 4, Kids and Guns, a recipe for disaster. Let's talk facts, people. Kids and guns are a dangerous combination. Accidental shootings, suicides, school shootings. The list goes on, and it's heartbreaking. We see it in the news every other day, and yet we still haven't learned our lesson. Think about it. Children, their brains are still developing. They are impulsive, curious, easily influenced. They don't always think things through, and they definitely don't understand the permanence of death. Now put a gun in that equation and tell me it ain't a recipe for disaster. We gotta stop treating guns like toys, like some sort of status symbol. They're weapons, plain and simple, designed to hurt and kill. And they have no place in the hands of children, period. This Lil Durk story, it's a wake-up call. It's a reminder that this ain't just a problem for those people or those communities. This is an American problem, and it's high time we address it as such. Section 5. Our kids, our future, a call to action. Let's be clear. This ain't about demonizing Lil Durk or his family. It's about protecting our kids, everyone's kids. Every child deserves to grow up in a safe environment where they ain't gotta worry about guns and violence. That's our responsibility as adults, as a society. We can't keep turning a blind eye to this epidemic. It's time to stop being afraid of the gun control debate and start having real conversations about responsible gun ownership, mental health, and creating a culture of peace. Our children are our future. They are the doctors, the teachers, the artists, the leaders of tomorrow. But they can't reach their full potential if they're living in fear, if they're surrounded by violence, if they have easy access to weapons that can extinguish their dreams in an instant. This ain't a political issue, folks. It's a human issue. And it's time we started acting like it. Section 6, speak up, save a life. We can't afford to be silent anymore. We can't wait for another tragedy to spark outrage. We need to be proactive, we need to be vocal, we need to demand better for our children. Talk to your friends, your family, your elected officials. Educate yourselves on the issue. Support organizations working to end gun violence. Every voice matters, every action counts. Remember, this ain't a spectator sport, folks. This is about the safety and well-being of our children. It's about creating a world where they can thrive, not just survive. So let's get to work. What are your thoughts on this complex issue? Share your opinions and let's keep the conversation going. #gun safety, #protect our kids, #Lil Durk.